Hi everyone, Great Power 60 here. I just had to close my window because that wind always seems, even if it's a small little wind, let me see if, oh, yeah, too much of a wind. Okay. Hi. What a way to start my video. I was watching Mindless Crafting. She was doing a live, and she was showing us a book that one of her either subscribers or friends, I'm not sure, had made, and she had called it Book of Shapes. And it basically is an ephemera book that she put together to keep you like blank shapes, like, oh, I don't have any examples. I hope you know what I mean. And basically what I was going to do, I think I mentioned it, use my page protectors and my fuse tool to see if it would work. And I haven't done that yet, but when I saw her book, I had to kind of think, I kind of looked at it a few times. I kind of stopped the video and looked at it a few times to see how it was made, which is pretty basic for people who have done these kind of things before. So anyway, I went and reached up, and I was going to use my other cover that I had sort of torn apart, but it was a little too thick and I didn't want it to be that big. And I haven't done this correctly. I just did it very quickly. I used this green jute string that I have just for the purposes, because I had videotaped this and I was all over the place and couldn't really explain it without actually showing you what I have. So her book was about maybe a 5x7 or a 4x6. And in that she put different shapes, blank tags. Sometimes you buy packages of blank tags, or you die cut a bunch of hearts, circles, rectangles that you're going to use in future. And that's what she was doing with that, all different shapes that she had. And basically it's an ephemera holder. And that's what I'm going to use this one for. Now, this is an old cover. I've got to redo it. I didn't tie this tight. I just got lots of string left over. Just to show you my idea of what I want to do with this. So this is all going to be recovered. It's all going to be redone. So this size of my book is 6x9. And I should have cut my papers inside to maybe 5 3/4. It's out a little bit, but I think once it's filled with ephemera, once it's filled with ephemera, it won't look quite, because it's exactly the same. And I didn't want to, once I glued everything, I didn't want to stick it. So what I have here, I think, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could probably put one more in there, make it 8 signatures. They're not really, they're signatures, but not. What they are, it's just paper folded, flip the bottom up, and then we use these for tucks. So what do we call these? Like flip holders or whatever. So that's what I did, because I'm just testing this out. And you can put, your ephemera in here. Let me grab something, different, whatever it is. You could probably on the top here of each page, or a tab. I made those tabs. You could make a tab and put, all your heart shapes, or all your circle shapes, or all your squares, ephemera, or here I might want to put tags and tickets, maybe bigger items, not necessarily, small little tickets because they get lost in there, unless you put them in a plastic if they happen to be in a clear bag. So that is what I did, and then I tried to copy because I didn't know how she put these together, and she didn't sew them because I think the purpose is to be able to take these out, because you can take them out. I'm guessing, I don't know. And then she just bound it with these things here, and each one is a signature, so therefore separating them here and here and tying them. And I think probably if it was me doing this, it's very loose, I didn't tighten it or anything. I'd probably leave one piece and maybe put a dangle or a charm on it or something like that. So anyway, that is what I'm working on, and I thought I would share it with you. I'm sure there are many journaling people, YouTube channels that have done this. I have not done it this way. I mean, I've sewn them, but I have sewn them by hand. But I haven't done it this way before. So if you know of anybody else who has been doing this, and maybe show it, and I should check out Natasha. She probably shows how to do these signatures. But I thought this would be it could sit up on my, on my shelf. And I could have a little title on here or whatever. And use that for my ephemera that I'm using on a regular basis, or maybe even not regular. It doesn't really matter. But this is a, what is it? This one here. Let me grab it before everything falls. Sweet Ambrosia. There are a few pages in here that were kind of cool, but most of them has this raised glitter stuck on there. It doesn't come off, but on a lot of the pages like this, I don't think I'll ever use. I don't know if I'll ever use that. I think, anyway, I ripped out most of the pages. I have used it before in past projects, but these are some of the other pages that I took out. Again, it's got the kind of embossing, I guess. And I was going to make this ephemera book. I was going to make, I mean, it can be used for anything. It doesn't have to be just ephemera. I mean, it could be anything. It could be things that I'm working on. It could even be an ideas book. Even though they're not stuck on there, maybe you're making something and you're, like I am, experimenting, and you make something and you really want to keep it because you want to remember how to do it again, but you're not mass making it. You just did one, and you stick it in your little ideas book, and you can, flip them through here, put them in here, and have a spot for some ideas, maybe it's something you've never seen anybody else do it. You try it, stick it in here. You could probably write on here. You could probably write all the details that you want to remember. So that's another idea that you could use this for. So it doesn't have to be just ephemera. We're always worried about ephemera storage and where we're going to put it, and et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that. Like I say, this is very loosely done. I just wound it around and around and around with no particular thought behind it. I just wanted to see how it was going to work. And like I say, they're very loose. I don't have them tight at all. Yeah, so that's what I am doing today. At least that's what I've done so far today. Like I say, I'll be taking that off in a minute because I got to recover this and make it all pretty. Get some other string, not the green. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing, and I thought I would share that with you. And if you like, I'll put a link below and the time, because she was doing a live, I think a couple of hours long or something. But if you just want to see the book and the one she made, I'll put a timestamp on it where that is in her video, so you don't, unless you want to watch the whole thing, or if maybe you already have seen it, because she's quite popular and she does have a lot of people watching. But yeah, that's it. So that, I thought, was a fun idea. She didn't make it. I just looked at it carefully and thought, well, I'm going to try it. So for my 6x9 cover, I took my 12x12. I scored it down the 6 at the middle at 6, turned it sideways, and gave myself a 3.5 inch, because I didn't want to cut and tear paper and make it smaller and lose lots, have lots of extra pieces. That's what I've done. So this is like 3.5. So this is scored here at 6, turn it sideways, scored at 3.5, fold it up. I've just trimmed the middle. And what I've done as a little tip, you may already know, this is the paper here. So I scored it down here at 6. I turned it sideways, scored it at 3.5. Like I say, I'm using a 12x12. And then I don't want this thickness here. Now maybe I should have kept it because it would help reinforce the page. I don't know. I didn't think of that, but what I did think of was when it closes, I didn't want it to be too bulky, because you know what it's like when it gets bulky. So what I did, the tip that I have, is that I've opened it all up, and there's the 3.5 inch, and all I've done is take a very sliver, not slither, I've slithered up the paper, a sliver off, just a little sliver off, so that when it closes, it won't be so bulky. Now I didn't go right down. And then you just glue the two sides as usual, and then close it up. And that is it. That is it. And that is my little project. I'm going to call it an ephemera book, storage book, but I don't know what I'm going to call it for forever. I mean, that's what I'm calling it for this particular project. Kind of copying the girl that made the Book of Shapes, and also Mindless Crafting when she made her own. Again, it was a smaller one. I think probably a 6x6 size. It seemed to look like that. And, she was just getting started on hers as well. So I just thought I would share that with you, and let me know. I'm going to do a little more research on how to do these, if there's any tips or anything on how to do these. I'll probably check out Natasha's Treasured Books channel to see, because I think I've seen her do this for binding books. So that's it for me. Just wanted to share that, what I'm up to. Watch things on YouTube. I want to try it. I'm experimenting all the time with things that I would like to try. So while watching her do that, I got the notion to, rather than have this sit on the shelf and wait for me to work on it, I thought I would give this a try. And I really like this idea. I just haven't decided how I want to use it yet. So, all right, guys, that's it for me. Enough of my babbling and so on and so forth. Yeah. Yep, I'm doing some more experimenting. This is my experiment. Yeah, you can tell it's very loose because they keep They keep moving all over the place. I don't know if she glues them on. I don't know. So, yeah, that's it for me. Maybe that's a good idea for you. Let me know in the comments below if you have tried something like this or may want to try it in the future. Let me know. And if you do have a YouTube channel and you do try one of these, maybe, or if you've already tried it and you have a video out, you know, let me know in the comments below. And I will go take a peek at your creation. All right, that's it for me. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you again next time. Bye for now.